Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Larry the Batman fan. I hope you guys are doing well this evening. Hope you all are doing spectacular and great. So, I have another video I want to release today. Since I have five, six, or seven more videos that I have on gaming, I want to kind of get one out of the way. So, I was going through my stuff to see which ones I wanted to show for this video, and which ones I've already gone through and done before for my Xbox 360 collection, because I have three other parts up on my channel here. If you guys haven't watched those videos, be sure to check them out. They were done differently than they will be done in this video. Excuse me, because I didn't have the stand for for recording like this. Now I have the stand. It makes it a lot easier for me to record a video. So we have 26 or 27 titles to go over. So I'll go ahead and get started. These first two in here, forgive me if I've already shown them before. I'm pretty sure I didn't. So I have first Marvel Ultimate Alliance, the first one. And it also comes packed with Forza Motorsport 2. I think they did later on release this game by itself, but it's pretty expensive and hard to find like that, so you end up with Forza Motorsport as well. I got this game for really cheap. It was about $8. I got it off of Gimpy Ninja Gaming like a year and a half ago. I've had it ever since. I'm not a fan of more Forza Motorsport 2. Really not into the Forza games because they're simulated racing games, and I'm just not a fan of that style of racing game. I like more arcadey style racing games. Those type of games are more fun, in my opinion, instead of the simulated crap where you gotta always like buy the car, get a license for the car, get new tires for the car, do all this like unnecessary stuff just before racing. It's ridiculous. I never cared for it. But Marvel Ultimate Alliance is a pretty fun action RPG game. You play as a team of four in this game, and what you do is you go through the levels beating things up. So it has a beat 'em up style of game, but eventually you do level up, and there is some RPG elements in the game. It was released for PS3, Xbox 360, Nintendo Wii, and the PS2, and it's also a very fun game. I like playing as Spider-Man in the game, of course, one of my favorite superheroes growing up. But I usually always put Wolverine, Spider-Man, Iron Man in there, and later on I think you get Daredevil. But you can also put Ghost Rider in there, or you could put like Elektra in there, Deadpool, maybe even Black Panther. You know, um, you get Black Widow, you get Captain America, you get Thor in there, you get the Fantastic Four characters. You get so many characters from a Marvel universe. It's like it's on crack, man. Crazy. But it is a really good game, and I definitely recommend it if you're a fan of action RPGs. Next up, we have the sequel, which is a pretty fun game. It is good. But the thing that sucks is they took some of the characters that were in the first game out of this game. So that sucks. I don't know why they had a drawback. I mean, this is a sequel. It's supposed to have more characters in it. But overall, the gameplay is still pretty fun, and it's still the same old action RPG goodness from the first game. So overall, it ends up being a pretty good game. But that one thing was definitely a drawback, and it's linear paths throughout the game, which could have been a bit more open world. I understand they had to go for a linear path, but still, it would have been nice if it wasn't so linear, because the first game was already linear. You could have expanded upon it, but it seemed like they didn't expand upon it, which was a disappointing, you know. But overall, not a bad sequel. I don't have the one that's on the Switch. I could get that one on the Switch, but just don't have a lot of money for games now, and I'm pretty much good. I got about 200 games that I still need to play. I even have some duplicates of games on various consoles. Those I'm trying to sell on my eBay account and get rid of. Have disc only Lego Marvel Superheroes. Haven't played it yet, but I know that this game was not exclusive to 360. It's also available on PS4, Xbox One, and I believe it was on the PS3 as well, and maybe the Nintendo Wii. Maybe. I'm not sure if it was on the Nintendo Wii. Maybe it was on the Wii U, Nintendo Wii U, because it came out during that time. It was on one of them. I know that, but I haven't played it yet, and I got to get it cleaned off because it's very scratched up. So I don't know if this will play. Next up, we have Call of Juarez Bound in Blood. I thought this was a pretty good Western shooter game. It was pretty fun. I didn't get super far. I got to the third or fourth level. Got to the part where there was this like wall that's up, and like you gotta go from shooting your gun at the enemies that are shooting at you, and jumping into a barrel and firing off the cannon. But from what I played of it, was pretty good. I liked it. I thought it was a good game. I know they made two sequels to it. They made the Cartel. I heard the Cartel wasn't a very good game. And then I also know that they make Gunslingers on the Nintendo Switch, which I have not played. But at least Gunslingers stayed true to its roots of a Western shooting game, kind of in the same vein as Red Dead Redemption and Gun. But the Cartel sucked because it was like the first level of the game, you're like driving in cars and shit. And that's not really what the hell Call of Juarez is supposed to be. You know, it's a shooting game, but it's done in a Western setting, not in a gangster, mafia, Grand Theft Auto type of vibe. You know, so that's why the second game is the black sheep of the games. They say that the second game really sucks, you know. But I haven't played the second one, but I've seen gameplay on it. But this one's pretty good. I liked it. I thought it was a good game. It's cheap too. It's only about $10. It's definitely worth a buy for $10. You can't go wrong with that. It's also available on PS3 if you don't have a 360. Wolfenstein. I have not beaten this game. I've played it though. I've played quite a few levels into it, and from what I've played, I like it. It's pretty good, pretty enjoyable. The graphics of the game are pretty good. Um, the shooting mechanics in the game seem to work pretty well, and overall, it's a good like shooting game where you play as a military guy who's killing Nazis. So it's like a World War II type of shooter, and the Wolfenstein's franchise is pretty good. I like the Wolfenstein franchise. Surprisingly, there's only two of them on the Xbox 360. This and Wolfenstein, the New Colossus, which the New Colossus was not exclusive to Xbox 360 because it also came out on PS3 and PS4 and Xbox One as well. And I think the Nintendo Switch. I think it came out on that as well. But yeah, I got the first one here. It's pretty good. I liked it. It's a good game. Good shooting game. First person shooter. This one, I couldn't get this game complete, unfortunately. At the time, you know, Gimpy Ninja Gaming, he had the best price on this game. I had asked him, "You have any complete copies of Eternal Sonata?" He eventually did come across a copy of Eternal Sonata, but the disc was in really bad shape, and the case was in bad shape too. It was really water damaged and just in shitty shape. It was just terrible. So, but he did come across a disc only copy and sold it to me for I think $7.99. So for $8, I guess it's okay. I'm not really a fan of them like this. I prefer to have them complete, but this one, unfortunately, I don't have complete. But the disc was in great shape, and it just has a few light scratches on the disc, but it should work fine. I have not had the chance to play this game, but I know it's a role-playing game, and it's got like anime characters in it, so it should be a lot of fun. There's not a lot of RPG games on the Xbox 360 besides this. Infinite, Undiscovery, Fable 2 and 3, Blue Dragon, and the Lost Odyssey game. You know, and also Final Fantasy 12 or Final Fantasy 13. I think it's Final Fantasy 13, yeah. So that's about it for RPGs. There isn't a ton of them on the 360, so it's nice to have this. I know it's also available on PlayStation 3. Thief, this was a light release on the Xbox 360. It is a stealth game. It's not the first one in the franchise. In fact, I think it was the last one that they made in the franchise. But I like this game. This game got some hate when it first came out. It was available on PS4 and Xbox One as well. And they also put it on the PlayStation 3. But I have the 360 version here. It's pretty cheap. It's only about $7 or $8 for a copy. Definitely worth it if you can snag it for around that price. I don't think it goes for too much more than that. Some people might sell it for $12, but I wouldn't pay more than $12. Otherwise, you're getting ripped off. But this game, you play as a thief, go around, and it's kind of like a stealth game, kind of sneaking around. You can't let people see you. People see you, they'll try to kill you, or you'll just lose. So it's definitely stealth heavy in this game. It's not one of those games you can just run right through and shoot everybody in sight like Call of Duty. So you definitely got to take your time when playing this game and go through it very sneaky and very stealthy. There were some Thief games on the PC, The Dark Age and The Metal Jacket, I believe. Those were pretty good games. Those came out in like the late 90s, early 2000s. Those were really awesome ones. And then there was a Thief game on the original Xbox back in like 2004 or 2005. That one's called Deadly Shadows. That one's a pretty good game as well. So it was a long time waiting for another Thief game to come out, and then it finally came out 2013 or 2014. 2014 it says here on the back, the copyright. But yeah, I liked it. I don't understand why people talk shit about it and say it was not a very good game. Overall, I enjoyed it. Thought it was pretty good from what I played. Did not beat it, but I got very far though. I actually originally had this game for PS4, but somebody stole it. So I have the 360 version of it now. Need for Speed Most Wanted is a very fun racing game on the Xbox 360. It was also ported to the PlayStation Vita, Nintendo Wii U, and the PlayStation 4, I believe. It's a good game. I definitely recommend it if you're a fan of racing games. So definitely recommend checking it out. It's definitely got a lot of speed and drifting and things like that. It gives you more power ups and stamina and things like that. Well, not stamina, but more speed and stuff. I like this game. It's a good franchise. I showed off Shift and Shift 2. I have those for 360. I have Undercover for PS2. I know that was on multi-platform systems. And I have a couple of the Need for Speed games that were from this console, but not on this console, on the PS3. So I own those as well. I think the only one I'm only missing like one of them on the between the PS3 and the 360. I'm missing like one. And the rest of them I have. Or maybe not. I have Need for Speed The Run. I have Carbon on the Wii. I have the PS2 version of it, but I threw it out because it was really scratched. So Carbon on the Wii. Need for Speed The Run for PS3. Need for Speed Rivals for PS3. Need for Speed Shift and Shift 2 on the 360. Most Wanted on the 360. And, there was also Pro Street. I have that for the Wii. But I know it's also on this and PS3 as well. So, and then Undercover I have for PS2. So maybe I'm not missing any of them. I just don't have them all on one specific console. Oh, and Rivals. I found Rivals for free because somebody threw it away. In the trash can. And I picked it out of the trash can, looked at the disc, and it wasn't super scratched up. I don't know why someone would throw that away, but they did. So, and it worked too. That copy actually worked. So that's crazy, right? Who would have thought? Give me a second. let's continue. I think I showed this one already. Battlefield Hardlines. So I'm not going to say anything about that. Virtua Fighter Online. I think I showed this on one of my pickups videos. I do have this. It's not a playable game anymore because they took the online servers down. But I do have the original version on PS3, which was also on this console as well. That one's still playable, but this one's not. So it's just a shelf game for me. But like I said, I do have it for PS3, so I have played it, and I really wish Virtua Fighter 5 would make a comeback, or make a Virtua Fighter 6. I mean, that would be awesome if they did that, but I doubt it's going to happen. Because they got so many other fighting games, they're not really worried about Bloody Roar or Virtua Fighter, even though they're really good fighting games. The Outfit is a third-person shooter game on the Xbox 360. I think it came out for PC because it doesn't say that it's exclusive. I don't remember seeing this on PlayStation 3, but it might have been on PlayStation 3 as well. It's you and 2 or 3 other guys, and you command the army in the game. You go through the levels and you kill bad guys. You know, it's a military shooter, but it's done in a third-person way, and it's actually quite good. Yeah, overall, it's not a bad game. I do like this game. You can kind of see some of the screenshots of the game, you know. But yeah, it's a good military shooter on the 360, you know. This, I don't think this ever made a sequel. It never made a comeback either, surprisingly. Two Human, this is one that Retro Rob recommended. He's a YouTuber on YouTube. Go check out his channel. He's not going to be uploading any new videos, though, because he's officially retired from YouTube, which is his prerogative. I wouldn't retire, though. I'm not planning on going anywhere. But anyways, yeah, he had mentioned this along with some other Xbox 360 games he thinks were hidden gems or worth picking up. So I decided to pick this up. I still have not had a chance to play it, unfortunately. But it looked like an action game. It's got a lot of power-up systems and stuff, and you know, getting yourself on fire and things like that. Become a more powerful human, you know, with superpowers and stuff, and beating the crap out of like these bad guys in the game. So it's interesting for Xbox 360 exclusive, you know, and it's not expensive too. I only paid about $15 for this game, so not bad. Castlevania Lords of Shadows, or Lord of Shadows rather. I got this in a trade from Gimpy Ninja Gaming, aka Matthew, and it was one of the last trades that I got. It's a pretty good game. It's like the other Castlevania games, but it's more storyline based, and there's a lot of like combat and stuff in the game, and it's definitely a fun game on the Xbox 360. It's also available for PlayStation 3 as well. And there was a sequel, Lord of Shadows 2. I don't have that one though. I only have this one. Mud. Mud is a fun racing game. Don't get me wrong, I do enjoy this game. I thought it was fun going around the tracks, listening to some like rock music while you're playing the game was cool too. That was a nice add. A lot of these racing games do that. They add music in it to make it more enjoyable. And the music doesn't suck in the game. It's actually enjoyable to listen to. But the one thing I didn't like about Mud is that like you have to place first place in all of the races in order to advance. It took me forever at this one part trying to get in first place, and then by like the last like 2 seconds, the guy sped up a little bit faster than me and took first place, and I took second place, and then I had to start the whole damn race over again. I hated that. That was annoying. Most racing games, you place third or better, then you actually get to advance. Mario Kart, I think it was fourth place or better to advance, you know? So it should have done it like that, where it's third place or better to advance. But in this one, they don't do that. So you have to place first place in every single race in order to get somewhere. It's just so frustrating. But other than that, I thought it was enjoyable. I liked the racing. I like the sound that your motorcycle makes, and I like that sometimes you have the ability to knock people off their bikes if they get in the way. Especially if that one racer is like knocks you off your bike, you can kind of get revenge for them knocking you off the bike. And like three other racers getting ahead of you. You being like fifth or sixth place. So that was cool. Some of the drifting and seeing of the mud going this way or flying somewhere was cool as well. So yeah, overall it's not a bad racing game, but there was a few minor annoyances with this game. The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Game of the Year Edition. I know that they originally rated this game T for teen, but they changed the rating because there was some blood and gore, language, sexual themes, alcohol, and violence in the game. So there was some themes in the game that ended up being a bit more adult, so they had to change the rating system for this game. And then the rest of the series, Elder Scrolls 5 is also rated M as well. I have that for Xbox 360. I have this game. It's a very good role-playing game for the Xbox 360. Got this off of Gimpy Ninja Gaming, Matthew, along with Mud and Castlevania Lords of Shadows and Thief and a couple other games. It was during a trade when I got this as well. It's a very good game. Look forward to playing more of it. I only played a little bit of this game. But yeah, it has 2 discs in here. So the original version of this game I don't think had a bonus disc. I think the first version of the game only had 1 disc. So it's pretty cool to have that. Transformers Devastation. They got this off of Gimpy Ninja Gaming. Matthew, thank you for that. This was in a trade back when he was still selling games. I got this game. I haven't had a chance to play it yet, but I have seen the graphics and some of the gameplay in the game. It's like a beat 'em up style game or a fighting game, in Transformers world with some mission based objectives in the game, and it looked pretty cool. I'm glad to have this in my collection. I did not own this for 360. I know it's also available on Xbox One and PS4 as well, and I think it's also on PlayStation 3. So it's pretty cool to have that because I like the Transformers stuff. Power Gig Rise of the Sixth String. I recently got this game. I haven't had a chance to play it yet, but I'm sure it plays very similar to Rock Band in terms of quality, so it's probably a fun music type of game. Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare. This is another one I have not had a chance to play yet. Dance Central. I don't have a Kinect, so I can't play this game, unfortunately. I know there's also Dance Central 2 and Dance Central 3 as well, But they have like 40 Kinect games, I think, or 50 Kinect games. A lot of them really weren't that good. There was only a few good ones on the Xbox 360, to be honest with y'all, from what I've heard and read. This is Just Dance Kids 2. Not a fan of the Just Dance games, but that's a Kinect game anyways. Sonic Free Riders. The game sucks. Stay away from it. It's a piece of shit game. It sucks. It's no good. Terrible Sonic game. Horrible. Angry Joe reviewed this game and it sucks. It is not a good Sonic game at all. Stay away from it. If it didn't need to connect in the game, then it probably would have been a decent follow-up to, say, Sonic Riders. Well, in this case, Sonic Riders Zero Gravity. But because it required to connect, the game sucks. Street Fighter versus Tekken. Very fun fighting game. Very good. You get a lot of characters in this game. You get Ryu, Chun-Li, M. Bison, Gully. You get Hitachi, you get Devil Jin, you get King, you get Law, and you get a bunch of other characters between the Street Fighter and the Tekken franchise. It's pretty cool. Definitely a fun fighting game. it's nice playing this game with friends as well. It also adds to the challenge and the fun factor as well. It's nice that they did this, made Street Fighter versus Tekken, and I think it was Mortal Kombat versus DC, and then they did Capcom versus Marvel 3, or Marvel versus Capcom 3 rather. But what they should do now, because we're up to the PS5, they should make a Bloody Roar versus, say, Virtua Fighter. That would be pretty awesome. And I would also like to see a Blaze Blue versus Guilty Gear. That would be awesome as well to see that happen. But they have not done that yet, unfortunately. But hopefully they will soon. This game includes Geometry Wars, Retro Revolved, and Bejeweled 2. This is an okay game. It's not very expensive. I think it's about $5 to $7 for this game. I got this in a lot with a bunch of other games. I had it ever since. I think you also get poker in this game. You get poker. You get Pop Cops, Bejeweled 2, Geometry Wars, Wick, W-I-K, Fable of Souls. That's one title. That's not two. You get Backgammon, Outposts, Kaloki K or something. Yeah, so it's an okay game. Not amazing, but I guess it's better than having a crappy sports game in here like NBA 2K13 or something, you know. But yeah, it's okay. You know, I'm not really into like puzzle type of games, but you know, I guess I have one. It's all right. Bionic Commando. Picked this up on a whim. Heard it was good. Some people said it was a really fun game. My friend Dylan had this game and said it was a lot of fun, so I finally picked it up a month or two ago and haven't had a chance to play it yet, but I look forward to playing it very soon. This one is the Hitman trilogy. However, I'm missing one of the discs. I got it off of Bajillion Books, along with 99 other games. But the only disc it had in it was disc 2. So it just has Hitman Blood Money, you know. But the disc is in good shape, you know. I'm not really worried about it because I have Hitman contracts for Xbox, the original Xbox, and Hitman 2 on PlayStation 2. So I technically do own them all. So I could sell this, but I'd have to sell it for half price because, like I said, it's missing the first disc that has the first two games on it, Hitman 2 and Hitman Contracts. Although I don't know. No, it doesn't have the first Hitman. So I guess the first Hitman game was just exclusive to PC. You know, they're stealth games. You play as Agent 47, you go around, you kill people, you steal their clothes, and, you know, you try to blend in with people and scenarios and stuff, but your mission is to kill bad guys. You know, he's more of a vigilante in my opinion. He's not like Sam Fisher where he's licensed to kill. He kind of just kills because he wants to kill or something. Top Spin 2. I haven't played it, but I know that the Virtua Tennis games are fun. Mario Party Tennis, or Mario Tennis rather. And did I say Virtua Tennis? The tops. Well, I don't know. Fuck it. Anyways, this might be a decent tennis game. Tennis games are usually easy to play, so it's probably a good tennis game. But I don't know because I haven't had a chance to play it yet. Rayman Origins, I got this in here. It's a good platformer game, very fun platformer game. A lot of the Rayman games are a lot of fun. There's the two on the PlayStation 1. The second game was also available on N64 and Sega Dreamcast as well. And I think the third game was on GameCube and PS2 and the original Xbox. And then they had this for Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. And I think it was also on the Nintendo Wii U. It's not a bad game. Big Bumpin'. This is kind of a crap game. It's not very good. Kind of sucks. They made 3 Burger King games on the Xbox 360. Although it does work for the original Xbox too. You can play it in there because it says it right there, you know. But it's like a crappy, you know, bumper car, beat 'em up type of game. It wasn't really that amazing, to be honest with you. I know there was also Pocket Bike Racer, which was like a go kart racing game. And then they had another one that was like a guessing game, Sneak King. Or no, it wasn't a guessing game, it was a stealth game. You know, it's kind of like trying to be Splinter Cell, but with the King character. And the last game that I have is a steelbook version of Resident Evil 5. And this is a good game. I thought it was a good game. I know some people hated this game because it wasn't the scariest. And yeah, I'll admit that it wasn't the scariest, but there were some moments in it where I jumped like this, you know, from being scared by like a two-headed monster is trying to eat me, you know. So, um, I thought it was nice having two people. You always had someone there to help you out, so you weren't alone fighting the monsters in the game. I know some people didn't really like that. Some people hated it personally, but I didn't hate that. I thought it made it a little bit easier with having the extra character to help you throughout the entire game. Instead of you just being solo, being alone and fighting the zombies and these giant monsters like the giant crab that you had to fight that was hard as hell. I might admit, because that crab took forever for me to kill. Um, but yeah, I like this game. I thought it was a good game overall. I don't know why people hate it, talk shit about it. It's not that bad of a game, to be honest with y'all. And like I said, I have the Steelbook edition of it. I do also own this game for PS3 because I'm a big Resident Evil fan, so I have that version as well. So that's my Xbox 360 collection. This is the fourth part here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and thank you for tuning in. Larry the Batman fan signing off. God bless you, and please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so. I want to get into 300 or 400 subscribers. Hoping to be there sometime by next month, hopefully, but only with your help it can be possible and be done with your help of the subscriber count going up. So thank you very much for that, and thank you for watching, and take care. God bless you. Peace.